and they just had no situational awareness that people are trying to leave this place. And I just I'm done. That's it. I'm done.
I'm going into the storm.
Yeah.
And like
Because like as soon as the check came, I'm like, I'll go get the car, and I'm just sitting out in front of the friendlies.
He's like mad dad at this point, like acting as if like I'm the fucking like I'm annoying him.
No. I wanted to be alone. I just wanted to be alone for like a couple minutes.
Join the club.
He says a couple minutes. You say 3 days at least.
But yeah, then you know, when we're on the way back to the hotel, I'm like, I'm sorry. I said I just had enough.
And you know, and I want to say too, you know, Mom and Blue Juice, they run a great ship, and they offered to pick up Gitem's room when he found out, you know, Gitem was coming. But I was like, you know what? I don't know if you're going to make enough. No one knows what you're going to sell this weekend. I don't. So I was like, it's fine. We'll share the room.
All right.
Find a quarter he can sleep in.
Dude, does it inspire you to go back, get him? Like, does it make you want to go back?
I hope so.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did all that differently than here, though.
Oh, really?
At the end of the day, I mean, he stays here and drinks and watches hockey, you know, after hours, and that's what he did there. He did nothing different.
I did. It was like seeing everything. It was just like I said. It's just
the cosplayers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he saw some cosplayers with high socks, which is his thing.
Really?
Oh yeah, he loves high socks.
Yeah.
Is it like those tube socks or just high socks in general?
Yeah, just knee socks is always
socks are your
preferable.
thing,
Yeah,
huh?
especially if stripes are always good. But there were some people that shouldn't have been cosplaying. In my opinion,
that's
but
bullshit. That's awful. Yeah,
You can't say that these
But-
days.
Who the fuck are you?
But he was very disappointed with what I considered the best cosplayers that I saw, which was there was a guy who looked just like Scotty from Star Trek.
He won't know.
Oh, I was like, who the fuck is Scott?
Scotty from Star Trek. And there was 4 people. They were as supermarket sweep teams.
Oh, my
And I'm
God.
like, you just it's
The
such a-
worst game show of all time.
But he doesn't have enough awareness, though. When somebody comes up to him and like recognizes him while they're also in costume, though, he doesn't have enough to be like, my favorite costume was this. You don't have to tell people that like what their favorite costume was, and saying that you don't like their costume. Basically,
I didn't know.
Oh, you were telling people like, this is okay, but
Yes.
how'd you dress like this guy?
No, I prefaced and said your outfit is
But my
amazing.
favorite is.
But for me personally,
You didn't need to say that.
Like it would be something that would have won a contest, but for me personally, that was what tickled my fancy. It almost made me squeal.
He got mad at me because I fucking had the audacity to fall asleep
Well,
on the road on the trip back. I had the audacity to
what
fall
kind of
asleep for an
jerk-off
hour
does
and a half. Hour and a half, and he could listen to whatever he wanted, but yet he fucking. And I said, put on whatever you want, but if he's going to put on NPR, then you have to know I'm going to fucking fall asleep then.
That's what you decided on?
I
NPR?
figured NPR is it's smart, it's funny,
It lulls you into sleep for sure. Yeah, right.
but it had been over, and like when you're sitting next to someone who's like low key snoring, it's like it starts making like I was getting like drowsy. And I knew I shouldn't be drowsy, but it's like
That's true.
Yeah, it's like hearing that someone else sleeping is like was I had like the window down. I was pinching myself. I was trying everything I could to stay awake.
And you're trying to sleep through all this shit.
Well, I told him he can't go to his go-to to keep himself awake on the road. If you remember what his go-to was,
No, what was
pulling
it?
over to the side of the road and masturbating.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right.
We're on fucking 295. Pulled over.
You're snoozing. He's like going nuts on himself.
But we were going through Washington, which is really it's a lot of that's where we switched a lot of the roads is
Yeah.
in Washington D.C. So like he was asleep and it was like I said it was hitting me, and
He's just like, oh, welcome back. So fucking condescending.
Imagine that falling asleep for an hour.
well, he's supposed to be the navigator.
Now, did you guys find, because I found this driving out to Ohio and back, I don't know if I'm getting old or I'm just old already, but I'm like, why are people driving like this?
Oh my! All the time. Like it was. I was trying to keep the cruise control on like 80 to 82. Like that was like the comfortable speed, and then just people would just pull right in front of you
Yeah.
and slow down, and you're like, "Come on, back off the thing." And okay, now they move. Okay, back off. Now some truck wants to it looks like he's trying to pass the truck neck that was in front of him, but he's going like a half mile over the speed that other truck's going. So I'm like,
So they're just like locked. They're like
it's
in
like,
lockstep the whole time.
What the fuck are you? I'm like, oh, it was,
Yeah, that doesn't really bother me.
Really?
When I drive, because I'm probably that driver.
Oh, then I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, yep. I'm probably that driver. So when anybody around me is doing that too, I'm just like, oh, I know what that guy's doing. He's doing what I'm doing.
Hey, brother.
yeah. I was trying to go faster than every other lane and just do a nice steady speed. But yeah, it's just some people just want to stop that.
He was fucking shockingly. Can you imagine this? He was outraged by a cosplayer costume that was too sexy. He said,
Too sexy.
Yeah.
"Can you imagine that?" He was absolutely like angry about it back at the room. I didn't see it,
But somebody else saw it, and they said that they were
said
upset
it was,
by it.
They
as
said
well.
it was kind of outrageous too, but I could not believe that he was like this Puritan of where he was like it was wrong. It crossed the line.
No, why did it cross the line? Who were you afraid of?
It was Sexy
they're
Jesse
offending?
and Woody from Toy Story.
Okay,
And it was pretty much, they just had underwear on.
right.
And it's just like there's some things that shouldn't be sexualized.
So
Like-
you're saying that it's not that it's too sexy; it's that the source material is not up to.
Like as a kid seeing them approaching would be like, oh, Woody and Jesse. And then when they saw them going.
Ooh, Woody, oh my God, for real.
Yeah. Like there was underwear in the front, but not underwear in the back. Like that's how.
But was Woody a dude?
No, it was both girls.
Both females,
Both
but one
females.
was playing
Woody and one was playing
Woody
Jesse. Yes.
and one was playing Jesse.
Yeah.
That makes me want to like search out pictures on the internet to check them out, like not get all offended. Were you like, oh, like it for you? What did it touch a personal place where you're like, you remembered that movie fondly as a kid? How old were you when it came out?
That was the '90s, so I was in. I think I was in college when it came out.
Okay, so it's not like a childhood thing.
Yeah, I think it's just that there's certain things that like you just shouldn't sexualize. Like, and there was a lot of kids there. There was a lot of families there, and it was like bothersome.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
like 99.9% were done in very good taste, and then there was just some that was just like I want to wear my underwear today, and I'm just gonna throw a.
Was it like body paint or just a sexy costume?
No, it was from the waist down was just a pair of underwear, like a thong underwear, and nothing else. Maybe
Can't
shoes.
shame people these days.
No, I'm not.
he didn't. He didn't. He waited to the room to fucking unload on me
To
about
shame-
it, like as if
to
it was
shame
my
him.
fault.
No, but like I said, someone else.
I don't know if he had onto his fifth natty at that point when he started fucking.
No. When you're wearing your thong tomorrow, Walt.
Oh, that's Walt. Walt, I'm at the liquor store. He's like, why don't you buy two? Because you're going to drink two eventually.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
like, why do we have to keep going back to the liquor store every night? We have a fridge in there. We're there for 3 nights. Buy enough for 3 nights. Nope,
Can't do it.
because I'll drink it all. He said.
No, it's
That's what you said.
It's temptation. Yes, it's temptation. Not that I will. It's temptation. Like I need another beer to quick get rid of the snoring.
Oh,
Wow, that sounds like a trip, man.
Oh, it was a blast.
Your lady couldn't get out of work.
no. Well, then she also had to watch my niece, which she had promised that months ago because her brother and his wife had a very special thing that they had to go to, so she wasn't going to bail on them.
Gotcha.
And then she would have to get out of work too, and plus when he stayed at, I didn't know he was going to stay at the con the entire time. He never fucking left the Blue Juice table.
I did.
Well, I'm talking about, but
Okay, yeah.
you would walk around for like 2 seconds and then come right back. But he had the whole day to himself. My wife
Could've
assumed,
done anything.
Yeah, my wife assumed he was just going to go see the sights, and I was like, no, he just stayed at the table the entire time.
But they made a sign for me,
Tom made him a placard,
Oh yeah.
like that he was a guest at the.
and like they tweeted about it. So I'm like, well, I'm like obligated. So
Oh yeah, he loved it though.
Yeah, I was like-
his fucking head was fucking fat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was all full of grizzle.
Just sitting there fucking judging Woody and Jesse.
No, fat because people were like wanted a picture with him.
That's what I mean. He starts getting all full of himself.
and what Guy was doing.
What?
And he's like, Walt would sign something, and the Blue Juice guys were like, "Hey, I don't know if you know, but get him worked on that book as well."
And get him had laid out some fonts for me, so we gave him a credit in there, like production assistant. So like he would. And you did it as well. I worked on the book too. You want me to sign it?
It's because
Nobody said no, thank God.
no, it's because I felt a little less embarrassed that I was saying it than having somebody say it for me.
I think it's much more. It goes down smoother if somebody else says it.
It was
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
It's not smooth either way.
No.
But like, do you want me to sign that? Is like.
But you know what? The reality was that 99.9% of the people who bought the book were listeners, so they more than wanted,
They already wanted him.
Yeah, they wanted his signature on it. Yeah.
Then I brought down some 8x10s and I forgot them except for Sunday. So then I was selling 8x10s that I was signing.
Yeah.
Himself.
Of me.
So you forgot them 2 days?
In my bag. They were in my bag. Yeah. So I forgot to bring them to the con.
And it was like the most shameful, most like embarrassing moment where like I wanted to crawl up into a ball and for him as like somebody came up and wanted something.
Tom, are you going to pay me?
So somebody came up and wanted something signed, and definitely a listener because he was decked out in all sorts of like TSD stuff. But Gitem goes as he starts to walk away. Gitem goes like, "Hey, do you want an 8x10 of me?" The guy just looks.
I'm guessing the answer.
The guy looks at them and he's just like, I already spent my budgeted money for the con this weekend. And there's that long pause, like as Gitem doesn't know what to say. They're just staring at each other. The guy just turns around and walks away. And I said to him, I was like, don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again.
Well, we had taken
That
wagers.
was painful.
We had taken wagers the night before on how many I was going to be able to move.
So you pushed your dignity aside in order to try to win a bet.
I had 4. I thought he would sell 4.
Timmy had 4.
Yeah, Timmy Hill was down here too. And I said, what did I say? 3?
You said 3. I said 2. Yeah. So
he wanted to push. He wanted to get to that magic 5, 8x10.
What are the 8x10s? What do they look like?
It was the one of me standing in the water with my safety gear on from Bigfoot, and then the one of me as the dwarf
in the Golden Girls rewind,
like staring up, pondering.
Right.
Yeah. So
holy cow!
I was like, I should bring these down. I should just bring these down just in case.
And you had them made up. Now, do you send them out to people just for the hell of it?
Well,
I'm just wondering what are you going to do with the rest of them?
They're almost all gone now. They're almost all gone.
Yeah?
They were ordered like over 2 years ago.
Yeah, we had to order Baron ones, and there was a price break when he hit 100. So we were at like 75, and I'm like, okay, I'll just get 15 of this one, 10 of this one, and to bring it up to 100, because then it would actually be cheaper than buying 75.
Yeah, we were putting them in the eBay auctions.
Giving them to people.
Yeah, back in this when we were working at the store.
Yeah,
as a little incentive to buy whatever product we were selling.
And I'm not sure if you saw the photo they used of me. It was me in the world's largest Adirondack chair.
I didn't see that.
Okay, yeah.
You didn't miss much.
No.
By not seeing that.
It was one of the many truck stops we stopped at.
It still does sound more fun than a funeral, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Until the last day.